Yeah. It's like, no, look, they said they don't delay anymore.
Right.
They said there's no more delay. No more delay.
Yeah.
So we gotta like yell. We have to yell. Because we don't have the speakers.
No, I think we're good. I
The
think this phone is pretty good.
microphones.
Yeah, shalom, shalom, family. Where's my phone at? So I can see if we're live.
We are live. What you mean, see if we're
We are
live?
live. We are live. Look, this YouTube stuff, it just updated on us, and we didn't even know. You know, usually we'd be on StreamYard because we got some things to share. But today we are going to share, um, you know, what people need to hear if they have the ears to hear, if they have the eyes to see. So it's really not sharing anything on the screen. It's just sharing what the Most High put on our heart. So, you know, welcome guys, welcome. When you enter the chat, you know, we appreciate it if you like the video. Leave your comments below. Leave them in the chat, and we'll get right into it. So, dang, girl,
Oh,
turn off
child, you
the
need that
AC.
air on. It's too hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
This plug is tripping.
Turned off that AC.
It's too hot. It's too hot, y'all, to not have the air. But yeah, it's time to make America great again. It's going very well, you know. Everything's going according to plans, you know. It's all working out exactly how they want it to be portrayed. I love how you did that in the thumbnail because that's very significant if you know what we're saying. Like if you're talking about the puppeteers, the puppets. But it's like, who are the real puppets here? I think a lot of the puppets are the people who have been duped. A lot of people have been duped. A lot of people are angry and frustrated. I hear there's protests going on across the country. First, I got a message on Messenger from my mom telling me that I didn't really know about it. And then I started looking it up. I'm like, there's protests? Because they're not really covering the protests and like the breaking news that we see. We still see like DC flights, people crying about everything going on with the flights, and that is sad. But I didn't really realize there's protests erupting across the entire nation, apparently. So my mom was telling me that, and I was like, oh snap, they're not playing. Then I was listening to Republican Jasmine Crockett, I think that's her name. We're not Democrat or Republican. Y'all know we're independent thinkers that happen to not even be inside of America, okay? So we can care less, but nonetheless, we can still discern and see the things that are happening and seeing everything's going great according to plan. America is being made great again. Like ancient slavery, apartheid days, they doing slavery 2.0. So, you know, they work in their plan very well. It looks like it's working efficiently.
Yeah, it's working, guys. So you really just got to pick a side, as we keep saying, because it's just gonna be that make America great again. So who do you agree with? Are you gonna agree with America? Are you just gonna stand with America or not? So that's what we really see.
My bad.
Stop.
Okay.
It's hot, baby. Come on, we're trying to get this.
Yeah, it is hot. It's hot. We in Africa. It's hot.
Yeah. So from what everything that I see, I get so irritated. Like it just irritates me because it's just like it's a big cycle. It's a big circle. It's a big hamster wheel. Like it's like somebody doing this with the whole America. Like you know, it's like a puppet master just controlling pretty much everything. Because now we starting to see this. Now we starting to see this. Now
What is
it's like
this?
a big. Just everything. I'm not going to put nothing specific because I know it's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of distractions that really is happening. But you really just got to break it down to two simple things. Good versus evil. You know? You got to get down to the root of why is all this happening? Why is America trying to be great again? Is it going to be great again?
And what's
Or
the
is it gonna
definition
fall?
of great again?
Exactly.
Like what days are these people referring to? What days? The days like they had slaves. They're like those were the good days. Those
I
were
think
like
that's
that was the
days that it's
ideal
gonna,
days.
Get back to.
Yes.
Like really.
It's already there, you know. I was listening earlier to Roland Martin. Again, we're not Democrats, Republicans. We could care less for either party because interested in Africa. We don't have necessarily American interests
Wholeheartedly.
because we divested from that system, including the voting structure. Okay, so we understand from a lineage standpoint, we look at things differently than 99.9% of American people, especially American people in our community. We look at things from a lineage standpoint. Earlier, when you were saying that America is essentially falling, that people can't see what's happening, it's like there's like these puppets and they're pulling the strings, or puppet masters, they're pulling the strings, and it's the same thing over and over. It gave me the visual, or should I say the words? It gave me the words, the message of lineage. Because if you look back since 1700s, 1800s, and we can go back to 1776, but we don't even have to go that far back. If we want to go back and look at this, it's like constantly, okay, revolt, pacifier, quiet, revolt, pacifier, quiet, revolt, pacifier, quiet, revolt, pacifier, quiet, revolt, pacifier, quiet. That's a matrix. Mm-hmm. That's a system that people are actively stuck in, and that we used to be actively stuck in. We definitely empathize with that because we used to be there. Just 6 years ago we were stuck, but we started praying and thinking outside the box, like, because we saw the system way back then, and even in our late teens, we were like, this doesn't look right. You can't continue doing this over and over. You can't go through cycles, because the way that lineages were created, and this is why it's so important to have your identity. This is why they stole your identity from you, because people say, oh, well, slaves were all around the world. Mm-hmm. Fine, but what group of slaves had their identities taken from them? That's very strategic for a specific reason. Why? Because when you don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going. Then you'll say, oh, I'm Choctaw, I'm Cherokee, I'm Asian, I'm Japanese, I'm really Mexican. It's like, when you don't know who you are, you will be in utter confusion perpetually.
Yeah.
Until you wake up and realize, oh, I'm a child of the Most High by way of Africa. Oh, my ancestors were from Congo, Cameroon, Tanzania, Nigeria, Senegal, Gambia. With records, they have records, y'all. I've seen the records because I got those details. I'm a writer, I'm a strategist. I love keeping paperwork. I found my paperwork. Mm-hmm. And so when you understand identity, you understand that it's directly tied to lineage. So you have to start to ask, why would somebody want to take your last name? Yeah. If you were just prisoners of war, if you're just a prisoner, then give me my last name back. What was it? Oh, there's something tied to my lineage there, isn't it? You don't want me to really know who I am, but it's too late. The Most High already told me who I was, and he didn't even have to do anything extra. He can talk to me in a dream and tell me exactly who I am. He can lay it right out in front of me. I'll be like, wow, okay, I believe you, Most High, and that's accounted to us for righteousness. And it can be accounted to you for righteousness too. But it's like, do you think that you're in the era of Make America Great Again? Which you are. Do you want to be on that side of Make America Great Again? And what does that really mean? When we say these terms, we throw these terms around like Make America Great Again. It's like Make Apartheid Great Again.
Yeah, it just really depends. Like, man, you really gotta figure out, like, who do you really trust? Because I think that's the biggest thing. Like, what is the root of everything that's happening? Although everything's happening, like, it's always a bigger picture. It's a bigger picture, and it's really about you. About African descent. The chosen people of the Most High. A lot of things that's happening right now, it is written. It's written, and it's unfolding right in front of our eyes. So we just gotta really, and just get out that cycle. Like, don't be a puppet. Like, really, like that's it's very deep. Like, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or nothing like that. So that's what I'm just gonna say. Like, just don't be a puppet, because it's like a big cycle. It's happening again. Everything is just, just as my wife was just saying, revolt, pacifier, calm, and that's just what it's gonna be. It's gonna continue to be that. It's way deeper than what's happening right now, because as we just today I'm starting to see stuff about the next holiday. Like they still pushing stuff like it's normal. Like people think that it's gonna go back to what it was, and it's not. It's not what it was. Just say in 20, you could say 2018, I guess 2019, before the pandemic and stuff like that. But it's not gonna go back. It's just falling.
No.
Exactly. Babylon's falling, and
No.
are you gonna fall with her? Are you gonna fight to fall with her? Put it like that. Like you wasting all your energy to something for something that's bound to fall. Like it's super, like it's deep. Like you really gotta
fighting
feel
a
that.
losing battle.
Yeah, you really gotta feel it. You really gotta, if you're coming into this truth and you starting to study the word and understanding the word, you should automatically know, like, man, you gotta envision yourself here in Africa. You gotta envision yourself getting on that plane. No matter what it looks like, no matter what the media is telling you about plane crashes and stuff, your trust is the Most High, and that is very simple. I know we keep saying it's simple. I know it's challenging, put it like that, but once you get to a certain point, it gets very simple. Because it is so serious. It's very serious. It's life or death.
Yeah, it is for your lineage. Yeah. It's like the snake in the garden. It's like when Satan said, or, one of his minions said by way of the snake, you won't surely die. Just a little like mix up, just like you won't die that quick, right? You'll have like a slow death. You might die at 51, 54, but you won't surely die. But when you look at lineage and when you look at how Africans view lineage, us as African people, we view children as wealth and inheritance, which is what Proverbs says, which is why I love African culture, okay? Because it makes the Bible come to life so much more. So when you have people in America that do not value marriage, do not value family, do not value children, and then you say, well, everything's good. It's not good. To an African that follows the word, and just an African in general, if somebody cannot repopulate, then there's a problem. That's not a blessing. That's not a good token. That's not a good thing. And so you look at America's fruits, and it's depopulation 101. Not only that, depopulation, that's kind of old. Now we at modern day slavery 2.0, where he's rounding up the people from El Salvador. I just did a video. He said, I was listening to Roland Martin earlier. Again, we're not Democrats or Republicans. We are discerners of things that are happening in the end days. That's what we are. And so.
That's good.
Yeah, I just came up with that.
That's good. Yeah, say that again.
We are discerners of the things that are happening in the last days. That's it.
Punchline right there.
That's what it is. And so seeing what's going on, he showed a video where Republican Marco Rubio of Florida, by the way, that was also the same place that has the law where you can shoot a black man with no questions asked. Remember Trayvon Martin? I digress. That's years ago, but I digress. That was the thing that prompted me, like, I'm not going to continue in this cycle. They lynched my great uncle. Why would I stay here and continue doing this foolishness? But anyway, so Republican Marco Rubio, he was in El Salvador discussing how he was so excited. Look it up, y'all. Y'all better look it up. If y'all like, oh, America's so great. Yeah, it's about to get real great. Because he just got an agreement with the president of El Salvador saying they will ship the Mexicans, the illegal immigrants, the Puerto Ricans who are American citizens, and 14th Amendment, those criminals, quote unquote, who they put in the jails and say, you know what? Whoever you are, you a criminal, whether you black, Mexican, white, they said all y'all can go in slavery. They said, at this rate, we're going to sell y'all to El Salvador. El Salvador said, yeah, we'll take them. This isn't new. This is Make America Great Again, right? That's Make America Great Again. It became great off the backs of our ancestors, who, by the way, also the Cherokee Choctaw nations enslaved as well. Yeah. This is why we divested, because we're not going to keep going through this silly cycle through the lineages.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Why would we continue to do that? We have 5 beautiful children. When we left America, we had 3. Now, scripture says in Psalms 127, the fruit of the womb are the rewards of the Most High. and they are your inheritance. Now, if the Most High is giving me an inheritance, why would I subject my inheritance to a perpetual cycle of abuse? That's what we were thinking. We were like, no, that don't seem righteous to do that. To us, it didn't.
Yeah, and what you saying that all praise to the Most High. I do want to say, shalom family, welcome guys. Thanks for all the comments and stuff. Make sure you like the video. But yeah, so Lineage, and with that, you got to start somewhere. Like, you really got to start somewhere. And I was watching a video the other day. This guy, he was interviewing some people with a lot of money, right? He just goes around interviewing people. And everybody that he interviewed, they say, hey, you have to think, 5-10 years ahead. And see, you have to get in right now, today. What is going to be good in the next 5-10 years? What is going to be the top in the next 5-10 years, right? And for us, we are on the ground. The ground here, Africa, is going to be great in the next 5-10 years.
Africa's already great.
That. Yes, yeah,
it's going to be exponentially great.
It's already great, but it's going to be on the top of the top. So you have to realize, like, you got to do something now, or you're going to be left behind. Like, you really just have to, because it's not a game. You can't wait 5 years and then say, okay, it's great now, but now it's going to be wave, and it's going to be so hard to try to get included into the greatness.
Yeah, it's like when you're, like, if somebody would have seen how Netflix takes off, Netflix is worth $1,011 right now. But if you go back 10 years, it's probably worth a little bit of money. That's what Africa is right now for the remnant that gets the deliverance to escape and invest and be like, oh, wow, okay. So in 10 years, what does this look like? That's what we were thinking. And the scripture says, I will bless you to the 10th generation of those that follow me and keep my commandments. And you have to start to ask, you have to decentralize yourself in your life, to be honest. You need to dethrone yourself in your life and put Yahusha at the center of your universe. Then life looks a whole lot different when you are decentralized from your universe. When it's all about what Yahusha did for your lineage, then it's like, oh, you make way different choices. You're like, oh, I'm on borrowed time. I'm on a debt I can't pay back, because he paid the ultimate price for my lineage to be set free. Not just me, my entire lineage after me. And then when you get into the covenant of the Most High and he blesses you and you speak those words, it's even more proof. You're like, oh, so I'm right in this. So, let me take it even further to the 10th generation. Let me start to see things the way that you see them, my creator. To the can we even think about the 10th generation?
Right, like that's hard to grasp, but it has to be started today, because
lineage is everything.
It's way deeper. Like, you gotta instill some solid things in the next generation, because the things that we seeing today with what they want to show us and stuff. But just imagine, like, I can't even imagine. I think we saw a video of fires, and somebody was like, it was the mountain was on fire, and they was standing there. It's just like, I can't even imagine standing there, seeing that fire, seeing everything getting burnt down. Like, that's that's the
equivalent of what people are doing, because their nervous systems aren't there anymore. It's a scary thing when your nervous system doesn't give you a fight or flight response, and you do something that's illogical. You could see a fire in front of you, and you're just like staring at it. That's an odd response. That's weird. That's strange. You have to ask yourself, like, what's happening with my nerve? Is my nervous system good? Am I healthy? Like, what's going on? That's weird. That's not a proper response. Usually if you see a fire, you're running. You're not taking, that's why Yahushua said, don't take nothing from the house when you go to flee from the Romans. Mm-hmm. Don't go back for nothing. When it's time to go, you get out and you go as quickly as humanly possible. And it's a theme that's constantly in the Bible. It starts in Genesis, where Abraham leaves. He leaves the land of the idols. He leaves his father's house, Tahor. His father Who, in a lot of cultures, he's like, you disrespecting your father? He's like, yeah, but my father's not in line with my heavenly father. So yes, your idols can go out the door. We don't care about your idols over here. We only care about our heavenly father, who has designated not only our lineage, but it's bigger than us. Because we know that the Most High has a resuscitation, redemption plan for Africa, the land that has been raped, pillaged, and destroyed for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and yet she's still standing, as beautiful and immaculate as ever, with an abundant amount of people being born, with all of the resources,
Still
land, diamonds popping out the ground.
Land haven't even been discovered yet. Haven't even been touched yet. So
mountainsides, waterfalls, the most immaculate, stunning place. But they have placed our people in a mental captivity where you will have millions of Europeans, millions of Chinese. They come down all the time. But our people Africa got problems.
For real. I mean, it do, everything got problems, but what is your problem? What is the problem that the Most High is revealing to you that you need to fix? Really. And that's what it comes down to. And once you realize that and you really start to walk righteously and you just doing a righteous thing, you're thinking righteously, you're being wise in these last days. You got to be wise in these last days. Really, what is the wisest decision that you can make right now? For real. That's what people, the audience here, the viewers, look, ask yourself that. What is the wisest decision that I'm going to make right now?
Collective decisions. Collective. Yeah. We have to get out of this individualistic.
In the next 2 months, put it like that.
Yeah, I mean, the decision has to be collective. We, in our family, we don't make decisions unless it's beneficial for the collective of our family and of the African community. I'm going to say that again. We don't make decisions unless it's collectively beneficial for our family and the African community. Meaning, we do not return to America because that does not help my people in the Congo, that don't help my people in Tanzania, that don't help my people in Senegal, that don't help my people in Sierra Leone. That helps none of my people. Not one. But me returning and making strategic connections, investing, having relationships, having children who will speak multiple African languages, marrying with multiple African tribes. We have a lot of children. We're thinking the way ancient Africans used to think. We're thinking the way Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob used to think. Because that's what time it is. It's not time for anything less than that. It's not time for make apartheid great again, unless you want an apartheid reward. But we're looking for the reward of the Most High, which will be with the chosen who happen to be in Africa and the islands of the sea, as they've always been. That's just reality. When you look at the Bible, it's an African book. If you study the language, Hebrew, it's an African language. That's an African book. You can see the customs in real time. It's undeniable. If you really believe.
Yeah, if you really believe. That's why it's man, if we're really talking to the people that got ears to hear, they got ears to hear, because I know if you got ears to hear, you can see what's going on. It's just a big cycle. They just doing it again. It's happening again. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do now?
I've been looking at the houses to see how much Columbus, Ohio has changed, and it's just I look back at it, and it's it looks like mini UK. I've never been to the UK, but I'm it just does not look appeasing to me. It doesn't look like a place I would ever want to be ever in my life again. And I just look at it wow, it's really a matrix. It's weird. It's hard to describe, but it's these little cookie cutter houses. Everybody's in their little cookie cutter mode, going as planned by, whoever's pulling the strings or whatever systems. It may not even be just a person, but a system, a principality. And it's man, I'm so thankful that we decided to divest from making America great again and from making apartheid great again, because they are one and the same, which is why Elon is right there too. Make America great, make apartheid great. And your administration, the leader, just converted in 2017 to Judaism.
Dude, did you see that? Man, they talk about it. I'm about to go to Gaza.
They're making America great.
And,
Make apartheid great.
And America is not even America. It's just a big old bank. It's a corporation. So you basically just trying to pay off the debt that it has. So
Yeah.
like it's deep, guys. It's really deep, and you have to realize, like, dang, it's not gonna stop. It's happening. It's happening right in front of us. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Like it's happening. It's happening again. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like a
happening
hamster
again.
wheel. It's a cycle, and it's so weird that people can't see. I think that's the weirdest part. Where it's like, are we in like two different dimensions here? Because we see it very clearly. It's a cycle that people are perpetually going through. And they're like, well, it's making America great. And we're like, yeah, we agree. It is making America great. It's going to be greater than ever before. More slaves of all nations. They're like, look, we don't just want black slaves no more. Everybody can be a slave. You Puerto Rican, you could be a slave. You a white man in jail, you could be a slave.
Like say, it's,
you trans,
it's okay.
you could be a slave too. Oh, they're
like,
oh.
Ooh, they even get to that. Just ooh, dang, that's a whole different live right there.
They said everybody can go.
It's only two genders now. Think about that. So think about the look. Think about how when you used to talk about the other I don't know how to explain it. I ain't trying to say the wrong thing. But yeah, it's really that deep because like we at a time we couldn't even say anything of that nature or you would get pointed out in a way. Like it's crazy. So just think about that era, think about those people, think about what's going to happen because I feel like they real crazy. They crazy. They probably really trying to do something. That because it's silent.
Yeah.
It's silent. Like we don't do the research on that.
Right. True. We're not in. We haven't been in America for a long time, so we may not have ears to the ground all like that.
That's a big thing when Trump says it's going to be two genders now.
Yeah.
Which
is good. That part in itself is good.
But these past 4 years and stuff, it's been like that. You know, but now it's too, and nobody. The research that we do, we don't like look into it. So I want to speak on something if I don't know what's going on. But from what I see, I don't hear nothing about it. And before, you would hear everything about it. Mm-hmm. You'll hear everything. People going to schools and stuff. They have parades and stuff, having songs talking about they coming after our children and stuff, and this and that. But now Trump said two genders. I don't hear nothing about it. I feel like those are. Let me choose my words wisely. They're just sneaky. Put it like that. It'd be very sneaky for something to happen, because they just is feeling disrespected, and it's gonna be interesting when all this stuff comes out.
I think the tension that you feel, and I'm not in America, but I can feel through the TV when Jasmine Crockett is talking. Shout out to her. I think she's a phenomenal person. But when she's speaking to these senators with such strength, and you can feel the tension, like, it's like, this is a hot mess. This is a hot mess that I'm not willing to fight for another 400 years. We're going to be responsible for our children's children, plant them a well-oiled inheritance in Africa, not just in one country either, in multiple countries in Africa, because that's what we need to get back to. We need to be going back to the ancient ways of having multiple connections with multiple nations and tribes within Africa, right? Because the biblical Israelites have always been Shemites mixed with Hamites. That's no secret. It's been like that. That's just reality. You know?
Yeah.
It's just reality.
What's reality now? That's what you gotta ask yourself too. What's reality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's really true.
Yeah. All praise to the Most High, dude. Guys, this is probably gonna be a short live. We just wanted to come on here to really say some real stuff, because it's just a lot of fakeness, man. Yeah, it's happening again. It's just like a big cycle. It's like everything I see. I just, when I see it and I see too much of it, I just stop. And she come in the room like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like,
You're calculating.
man, it's just happening again. Like, I just see this in my head. Like, this is what's happening. It's just a puppet master just doing this.
And it's not one person, it's a principality. I want to make that clear,
Yeah.
because you may hear that and think, oh, it's it's a principality. People are in a spiritual captivity. And unless the Most High grants you the ability to awaken, you will stay in that slumber. And you'll constantly, perpetually be stagnant. How do you know your lineage is stagnant? When you've been in this nation for 400 years and ain't got nothing accomplished. Still have the same amount of wealth. The health rates are going down. Marriage is declining. Divorce is increasing. Children in the culture are diabolical, decaying, and destroyed. That's not a thriving society, especially for our community.
Yeah. Like,
but yeah, y'all, that's got to be the end of this video. I have a call after this, a long strategic session with an entrepreneur. So we're just going to pop up and do a real quick live. We're in the busy season, y'all. It's go time. It's a blessing. It's wonderful.
It's really,
if you have the eyes to see what's going on.
Yeah. Any last things?
That's it. Check out links in the description. We'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, guys, seek the Most High, because this is, you gotta lean on the Most High, because it's just everybody's sleepwalking. Like, just don't get involved with everything that's happening right now, and get sucked in to the strings that they're pulling, that they're moving around. So stay blessed, family. Seek peace. Seek trust. Seek truth. Seek truth, because the Most High will reveal the things that need to be revealed to you.
And read Hebrews 11 very slowly. Meditate on it multiple times. Journal it. All those wonderful things.
Yes. So links in the description, guys, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Shalom.